This is my marriage boot camp season 3, episode 4, Tip Your Bartender. This is a tough episode to recap. I can't imagine how much they must have struggled editing this because these are my notes. So they did a couple exercises that involved a ton of feedback, and I'm just going to take the high points. If I recap this word for word, it would be as long as the episode. So we start off with Slade laying in bed saying that he can't really do it because he's so upset about the exercise from last time, the one in the morgue. I just don't buy almost anything they say. Occasionally I'll be like, okay, that was truth, or that was truth, like when they're really worked up and fighting. Then I'm like, okay, what they're saying now is true. But all of their interviews, which of course are taped at a later time, I don't know. I just don't buy it. But I've decided I don't need to justify it. Other people on the show are saying the same thing as me. And if you go to a play and there's bad actors, you don't need to justify why they're bad actors. They're just bad actors. And that's kind of how I feel about Gretchen and Slade. So I'm sure he's depressed to some degree because of his son's brain tumors. I just don't necessarily buy that is what is causing his behavior now. That's just my opinion. I don't doubt his genuine grief over his son. So we go into our first exercise, which is toxic reality. We've done this every season, which is that in this case, it's the end of the world situation. Only 3 people get to live. Who gets a gas mask to survive? Who doesn't, and why? The idea is to give feedback to each other, because if 8 other people are giving you the same feedback, maybe the same feedback as your spouse, maybe you should be taking it a little bit more seriously. This had to have this. Everybody gave everyone feedback, which is 81 bits of feedback. So clearly, we just saw the highlights. We saw all of Tracy's. She was really upset. In the end, she takes a gas mask because she wants to be with Kevin. After that, we only see highlights. For Gretchen, we went through all of hers. She did not keep a gas mask. And when Jim kind of said, well, why not? She's like, oh, because I'm so giving and loving. I want other people to be happy. And he kind of said, oh, you have bad self-esteem. But in the end, he goes, you need to stop trying to look good. You didn't take a gas mask because you wanted to look good. And I was like, oh my gosh, Jim's a genius. Like I can't believe he said that to her. That's so awesome, and I believe it's true. Some of the highlights we saw were people talking to Tanisha about her being too emotional, having a chip on your shoulder, you don't really know what you're doing. Roger was called stubborn, selfish, needs to be more supportive of Jenny. Jenny was called selfish, not everything should be broadcast. Kevin, a number of people brought up infidelity, but Ryan said that he had a rare combination of wisdom and compassion, which I thought was really sweet, and that just because you failed once doesn't mean you're a failure, which is brilliant. And I don't think Kevin really didn't seem very touched by that. I thought that was unbelievably heartwarming. And he was like, yeah, I don't remember what Ryan said. So there you go. Gretchen. I'm sorry. People actually do call her Gretchen, and now I'm embarrassed. Gretchen is indecisive and struggles with the truth. A ton of people said that Ryan should get the gas mask. I mean, it makes sense. He's a nice guy. He's quiet. People love that. Everyone I know who's nice and quiet, people love. Plus, he's a fireman. So, literally, he would be the best choice to help save the world. Tanisha gave some feedback to Jenny, and she got real hot and started to give Tanisha some feedback back, and Jim's like, that's not how this exercise works. My favorite part, though, was when Clive went up to Slade and was like, man, you're hiding something. And I was like, oh my gosh. I had no idea Clive was this, amazing people reader, but Clive's pretty sharp, so that was awesome. Anyway, at the end, they follow up this exercise by talking about the source of their problem. So talking about something really heart-wrenching. They broke them into 2 groups, so the couples were broken up, and they talked about things. Ryan had found a girlfriend in bed with another man, which makes it hard for him to trust Trista. Slade said that he was the go-between in his parents in a divorce. Kevin's dad was in jail. Trista had a friend who tried to slit her wrist. I guess I found out that she did not die, but now Trista's scared to hurt anyone, and so she has a problem making these genuine relationships because she doesn't want to do anything that might hurt someone. let's see, Tanisha's parents used to leave her with these girls that abused her. They would make her fight them when she was like 5 and they were 15. And then when she finally told her dad 5 years later, he had a heart attack, which really, you know, you go, wow, I can really see how that would affect Tanisha. Gretchen said her parents never said she was good enough, which really doesn't strike me as being, well, I don't know. I shouldn't judge anyone else's problems. And Roger had a friend who committed suicide. And these are all big, heavy things. And then Jenny comes out with, like, she was fired when she was 13 from a pizza place. And it was kind of anticlimactic. And when they all got together afterwards, Roger was really mad that she did that. He was really, really upset that she didn't open up about, you know, he had already mentioned her past about her being really poor growing up and how that drives her to work really hard, and she's obsessed with it and all that. And so he was really mad that she didn't share that. We go to final evaluations, and Trista and Ryan, you're too nice, you're lacking some intimacy. Clive and Tanisha, Clive's very perceptive. Tracy and Kevin, the forgiveness and the resistance to development. Slade and Gretchen, that basically what they're starting to kind of say is, Gretchen, you're the smart, beautiful woman. Why are you still with Slade? I mean, they didn't really say it that way, but they're like, if Slade is not who you want, then why are you with him? And he's constantly saying, go find someone else. I think they'll probably stay together until something better comes along, just because, I don't know. I don't really understand it. I don't understand their relationship. And Jenny and Roger, they pull away for a one-on-one. He's so mad at her over not, the fact that he doesn't feel like she is being genuine. Like, he's here to genuinely work on their relationship. And he feels like she's here for a paycheck. That's a quote. And he's like, you're just faking your way through it. If you're not going to be real, I'm done. And he pulls off his microphone, and my DVR cut off. But I guess that was actually the end of the episode, because I stayed up to watch it again, and they gave me a preview from season 1. So I don't really understand what's happening. But he's clearly really mad. So that is our episode. Hit me up in the comments and tell me what you think. See you guys soon.